Hi, my name is Erin Duddy and I work at the Center for Sustainable Finance and Private Wealth. I'm the Online and Next Gen program lead, and I was the project lead for this report on private banking and international environmental goals.
So I'm FOEN, and I am the research lead for the Blended Finance Initiative at the CSP, but I had launched a research project a couple of years ago called the Private Banking Report, the official title being Private Banks and Their Sustainable Investing Capabilities, which is why I'm responsible for the supervision of various projects. It's really a report written for private banks and has a very strong private banking perspective. And I think as a practitioner in the sector, you can be very intimidated and overwhelmed by all of the sustainable development goals. Then you have the international agreed upon environmental goals and all these treaties. And it can be very confusing when on top of opening accounts, dealing with regulations and client requests and compliance and marketing and everything you do, on top of that you have environmental sustainability to think about. It can be a lot, and this report is actually a really good guidebook, handbook, or introductory read of an overview of the landscape. What does it actually mean, environmental goals, and what does this mean alignment with those goals?
So one of the things that we did for this report is not only did we do desk research, but we went out and interviewed and worked on this kind of evaluation methodology, and also the whole report with over 20 stakeholders, or so professionals in the industry. We're talking like academia, also bankers, also nonprofit, and of course the Federal Office for the Environment. And so it gives a holistic perspective to what private banks can do. And it also gives private banks an insight into what are international environmental goals and what should we do with them.
The targets that are currently existing are not fully developed for private banks, for instance. So there is an aspirational goal, and there's very little guidance on what actions are required and what targets specifically exist. So in that sense, that's a necessary step in order for private banks to actually move more towards in that direction.
Banks can use this report by first reading it and then understanding the conceptual link between what they're doing and then also the international environmental goals. And then by using the guide that we've provided, it's kind of an evaluation methodology is what we termed it, but it can be seen as quite ambitious. So if you're looking for a place to start, this is actually a good place to start. There's some good recommendations that really are relevant for your business. So that's what we would recommend for private banks. For investors, we would also recommend that they have a read through it just so they understand. I mean, if they go to their bank and request or demand that they are more environmentally sustainable, then it's good to know what you're talking about. So these are the things, like the how of how the bank can be more environmentally sustainable. So it gives kind of like a behind the scenes look for investors.
Thank you.